So, if you don't know what Girl Meets World is, it's basically just, a spin-off of an older show called Boy Meets World, and, some of the characters from Boy Meets World are in Girl Meets World. They're just older now, of course, they're adults, and then the main characters that we see are, teenagers, and they are the kids of the characters from Boy Meets World. So, we got the main characters from the older show and their kids, and then we have some side characters from the older show and their kids, and that's kind of, what that is. It's kind of like, Full House sort of thing where it's like, hey, here's some older characters and then their kids and stuff, and That's So Raven where it's, older kids from That's So Raven and or the older characters, they're older now and then their kids and whatever. So, it's similar to that or like iCarly where they're all older now. I don't think anyone in the iCarly reboot had kids though. I didn't watch it, so I don't know, but it's kind of like that though. But yeah, anyways. But that's what it is. But then so I watched this however long ago, and this episode specifically called Girl Meets Farkle. It's season 2, episode 15, Girl Meets Farkle, and the title of the episode changed a couple times, but whatever. But this episode, back when I watched it the first time, I remember being so fucking uncomfortable the entire goddamn episode. I was like, what the fuck the entire time. And I rewatched it for this video specifically because I was like, hey, I need to like refresh and I don't want to like miss anything or whatever. I want to have all the points here and you know kind of be like, what went wrong with this episode really? And I get like by the end of the episode they were a little better about it, but at the same time it's still kind of just like, I don't know, a little weird. Yeah, so at first, at the start of the episode, they kind of danced around a little bit and like didn't want to say exactly what it was. They were kind of just like, oh yeah, this kid's super smart, and they didn't want to like, they didn't just say it right away, and I was kind of just like, that's a little, I don't know. Like, why didn't you just say it within the first, like, minute or so? Because, like, they'll have a little part, and then they'll do the intro with the, like, whatever, the music and stuff, and then they'll go back to the episode and play the rest of the episode. They'll play like a minute or whatever and then do the intro. And it's like you could have done the, you know, you could have said what it was then. I don't know, but I guess the way they set it up was kind of like they didn't say anything about it right away. And then they also like when they were doing all the tests and stuff for the Farkles, he was kind of, main character, whatever. But like, when they were doing all the testing and stuff and whatever, it's like one of the characters kind of implied that like, oh, is he a robot or a clone or just a real boy? And like, how many times autistic people will get like called things that aren't human. Like a lot of people see us as robots or other creatures that aren't human, and they want to dehumanize us and act like we aren't one of them and shit like that. So it's kind of weird that they're making a joke of that. Like, I don't know. Like, it's supposed to be a joke, but at the same time, it's some jokes can be harmful, okay? Like, come on. You don't need to make that kind of joke. It's not great. And then when Farkle came to his friends and he's like, oh, they're thinking I might be autistic. And then they're like, no. Immediately, they're like, no, you're fucking not. Immediately, they stand up and they're like, no, you're just you. You're not autistic. You're just you, It's like, I mean, sure, some people might want to just be like, I'm just me, but like, you know, there's a difference between someone being like, oh, I'm just me, and then someone else saying that about that person. And I'm just like, it's weird. Like, he was okay with getting this whole, diagnosis and stuff and being confirmed autistic. Like, he was okay with that. Like, sure, like, in part of the episode, he was like, oh, I'm kind of scared. It's kind of scary because, it is a little whatever. But, like, at the same time, he seemed like he was, you know, he wanted to still do it. So like the fact that they were like, oh no, you're not, and he was kind of just like, but they are, trying to figure out, like, I could be, and it's kind of just like, bitch, what the fuck? And then they go on the computer and they're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna, find all the traits of autism and stuff. And they say symptoms, which it's just like, symptoms, I don't think is really the right word to use for autism because like symptoms are usually you use that for like something that's like a sickness and like sicknesses come and go. Autism is forever. You're born autistic and you die autistic. That's kind of that's how it works. It doesn't just come and go. And you know so the word symptoms is kind of weird to me. It should be like, I don't know, traits or whatever would be like a better word. Um, but like, they list off some things that, is seen as like common with autistic people, and then they're like, no, you're not gonna do that anymore. Like, that's not you. Because he was like, oh yeah, I do all this stuff, and then they're like, no, no, you don't. Don't fucking lie to us. You don't do that. You're gonna stop doing that. It's like, bitch, what the fuck? You're just gonna try to make it so he isn't who he is. You're not gonna accept him for who he is. Like, you were fine with him being himself before, but now that he's possibly autistic, then you're like, no, you can't. You're gonna not do that. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? But yeah, they try to stop him from doing that. And then later, they, like, he says that they confirmed that he isn't autistic and they don't know exactly, you know, what he is or whatever. And then they all look happy when he says that, and I'm just like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? And there was another character in the episode that he likes, and she's actually autistic. And she's like, oh, I was diagnosed when I was 5 and stuff. But like throughout the episode before like we get that revealed, they were all like acting like she was super fucking weird and whatever. And that was, yeah, kind of weird. But yeah, the fact that it's like, oh yeah, he's might be autistic, and it's like, no, no, he isn't. It's kind of like, you made a whole episode about him possibly being autistic, but then he's not autistic. I don't know. It's a little weird, I guess. But at least they had another character there that was autistic, but at the same time, like the entire episode, the characters were acting like she was super fucking weird. And then I don't know, it's kind of an interesting way to do it. And then like the entire time didn't want him to be autistic. And then like, I mean, when they revealed that it was the other character that was autistic, like they did kind of be a little bit better about it with her, but I don't know. Like the whole thing of them, like when Farkle was possibly, it was possibly gonna be like, oh yeah, he's autistic, and then they were like, no, fuck that. He can't be autistic. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like that was just kind of weird. Like, why wouldn't you just accept that he might be autistic? I don't. Where was the lesson here? Like, Bitch, what the fuck? I don't understand. What was the point of that? Like, I get like they were a little bit better about it by the end, where, the other character was confirmed autistic, but still kind of like, it's also a little weird. Like, they're okay with her being autistic because she wasn't really a part of their friend group all that much before. But then when it came to Farkle, who's been with them for, longer, it's kind of just like, they don't want him to be autistic, but it's okay with her, if with her being autistic. It's like, what? Why the double standard there? It's kind of weird. I don't know. It's a little sus with that. I was uncomfortable the entire time when I first watched it, so I just like I don't know. It was kind of weird, but yeah, I just wanted to bring up some points that were a little weird with the episode, and they didn't really like I just what was the lesson really? I don't really know because it ended up being what they wanted. So I don't know. It's a little weird, but yeah. Anyways, I guess that'll be it for this video though. So bye.